will do my best. All right, are we rolling?
Yeah.
So, basically, last session we started our journey into the Green Sea, accompanied by Shigan Waft Halder's Wind.
It's
a really
hard name, Shiggy.
Shiggy. We're accompanied by Shiggy. Also decided to bring him along because he felt bad. We kind of just spent most of the time walking and talking. There were a few small scuffles amongst the party, nothing too serious. Most importantly is that Jaral agrees that we can try and treat Karul for spell sickness, but he does say that if Karul turns out to just be evil, he will go back to him anyway. So we're like, wow, we really hope that Karul is able to be treated for his wanting to put Allstar in a scary room and turn him into a weapon. We hope that.
He just transforms him into a fucking bazooka and is like...
Yeah, well. There's an anime where they turn people into... Anyway. Astra and Loran have a small tiff, which upsets both of them, but they're still friends, but that was quite an important little argument that they had. Astra didn't mean to, but touched on a few of Loran's sore points with his backstory, and then
gave him a massage because he was sore.
And then Loran obviously bit back with his usual venom, so that happened. Also gave everyone flower crowns because he wanted everyone to be happy and he wanted to bake a cake full of rainbows. He doesn't even go here. My own has been talking to Bluey, and they are keeping their own secrets. Ooh. And says that Bluey is split between two worlds, which is quite scary, and we didn't get any real context behind that, but it does seem to be that Bluey is being pursued by something from another world, something very shadowy. That night, we stopped to rest. Loran reveals some of his past with Talia to Allstar, and it's
probably the most important part of his past.
Yeah, it's very moving, and Allstar says basically that he's going to protect Loran, and they settle in for what should have been a restful night, except it wasn't, because it never is in D&D. Out of nowhere, the tip of the Ice Palace throne room materializes in the Green Sea. It is surrounded by dark shadow, and it is...
Dark shadow!
It's not supposed to be there. And also, of course, this is his home, suddenly appearing in the Green Sea. He wants to go and investigate. He is a bit confused. Basically, he is drawn towards this place because it seems to be related to him. They do go inside after gathering their party and venturing forth. And within is a creature that looks like Shu, but turns out to be a displacer beast. There is other stuff moving within the room, but we can't yet see who or what those things are. And there are rifts appearing in this place. Upon investigating the rifts, they seem to give a deep sense of loneliness. And we go into battle. Even though the Displacer Beast, I believe, has fled the battle, there still seems to be something else in there. There are still rifts. We're still investigating. And I believe that is where we are.
You bet. I don't know why this music came on.
If I missed anything, there might have been.
Indeed. Oh my gosh. I just saw Harpy Song in the list of music from Baldur's Gate, and I had a trauma flashback.
Emma got destroyed by the Harpies.
Both Lily and I were killed in very ridiculous, stupid ways.
I'm just saying I misclicked. It wasn't my fault that I started a fight.
I mean, I've had to reload quite a few times from accidentally doing friendly fire. I know the feeling.
Friendly Fire was the name of my character.
I think I told you this. I stole clothes from a dead body, and their allies thought that was rude, and they put me in jail, and then I broke out. But then they killed me, which I thought was an overreaction.
I agree. Like, how are you supposed to escape that? Seriously.
Yeah. He wasn't going to use the clothes, and also I didn't kill him. I helped you guys.
In a weird fun fact, I accidentally found my way into prison and then snuck my way right back out again.
I couldn't sneak out because I was playing a druid and Astarion had fucked off somewhere and didn't come and help me.
So
as is his way.
Indeed. I didn't have him and you didn't have him, and so we were like, where is he?
How did you find him?
It's because you were phased into prison.
Yes, I didn't find him because he was still standing where I had been captured. Anyway, Baldur's Gate.
Okay. So, if we are ready to, now obviously we may slightly diverge from exactly the last moment of the wait, where's my map? There it is. Of the campaign, not the campaign, the session previously. But do not worry, that is still like canon. That's exactly what happened. Most of the reason that
what the fuck is that, Emma?
That's the map we've been using.
What is that in the corner?
Yeah. That is Ilaria Swansand.
Oh, I thought I was going to say, that's me in the corner.
That's me in the torchlight.
So, as this displacer beast breaks their shoulders to fit through this hole, Droll says, oh, I do that.
Don't do that. Exactly like that. That's what he said.
You guys are left with 6 tears in the floor. Astra, you remember putting your arm in something that looked a bit like this, and it was not fun. Ulster, you are feeling a force in front of you, like kind of like pulling like at your gut a little bit, like a magnet.
Man, it's like when I'm around. He steps back.
Loran steps closer to the arousal rifts, and then it's like, no. I get the impression that if we go too close to those, bad things will happen. Speaking of which, what on earth is this doing here?
This place.
This place. What is it?
Don't know. Oh, this place. Well, it looks like my house, palace.
Mm-hmm. Complete with and he points to the big, giant ice wall.
No, that's not usually that.
Loran has moved down towards Ulster. Astra, if you'd like to join, you can. Ulster and Bluey are both right by the rifts, with about 5 feet in between them and the rifts, which you think is a safe
distance.
If the least amount of safe distance you can have.
Yeah, I will inch down towards them.
In your minds, you hear, I intend to stay hidden, in Joral's voice.
Okay, Joral. Sorry.
Probably wise.
And Ilaria scuttles over as a spider still. Spider.
Just, perhaps maybe stay close enough to reach in case of emergencies.
Spider. Now, there is a 10-foot wide, upon looking at it Ulster and gauging the distance, and at least 10-foot tall wall of jagged like ice in between y'all. Loran offers to, with a click of his fingers, I can thaw it.
Should I maybe look at it first?
Potentially. Could be protecting us from something on the other side that we don't want to see.
Can I go and examine the ice and make an Arcana check?
You may, yeah.
12.
Well, it's a bit odd. I mean, this does seem to be here. It's not an illusion, if that's kind of where you were going for. What you were going for.
Can I touch it?
You can. You put your palm to it. You put your palm to it, and it is cold, but it's not as wet as ice itself usually is. And actually, it's upon touching it, you feel the more like coarse, almost like sort of almost stone-like texture. And you realize that this is actually the enchanted sort of ice, which is used to build the ice palace. Obviously, it's a bit more durable than just ice.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel wet to the touch. It doesn't feel coarse that it could score or rip your skin. It feels like you've just put your hand on like a wooden, like a marble floor.
It feels like the ice palace.
It feels like the ice palace. But this has clearly been either like a result of the room being crushed together, or something else.
Is is there a way to see over the wall, or does it extend to the ceiling?
It extends quite close to the ceiling. I mean, it's a high room, but these jagged points are very uneven.
Okay.
So you would have to, you think, either let something like Ilaria as a spider climb over to see the other side, it's a bit too fuzzy to see through, or you would want to fly over if you want to get a better look.
Would like to ask the spider,
Okay.
unless anyone has any other suggestions. I would like to ask the spider to take a look over the wall, seeing as I don't really want anyone else in a non-beast shape going near it.
Okay. So Ilaria will clip her pincers, look over at you, Astra, and like salute with one of their 8 legs. Now, there's plenty of space on either side of these rifts, which would prevent you from being like sucked in or going too close. You could climb over that way. And Ilaria chooses the left-hand side, and she, it, he, him, I don't know. Ilaria slowly picks their way across the surface. It's a bit sheer at first, and they fall once or twice. But they do eventually kind of come up over the end. Yeah, you hear laughter from like the little like a sconce in the corner of the room.
You can do it if you want, Joral.
He's hanging like a bat from the ceiling, like, no. And Ilaria tips over the other edge, and actually through the wall, you can see a sort of faint shape moving, and then you hear the sound of something wet and heavy thud, and then
Oh, okay. Joral, could you message Ilaria for her to tell us what she sees?
Joral says, I don't think we need to message. And you guys look up, and on top of the a displacer beast appears. Literally, I'm not joking.
Another one.
Another one. There were always actually multiple, but we were getting to the end of the campaign of the game.
Okay, so there's another displacer beast.
There seems. Hi.
What made the other one run away? I can't remember.
Time constraints.
Oh, time constraints.
I thought it was death.
It was dying.
Yeah.
In fairness to the displacer beast, it did not want to die. So,
okay.
I'm going to put this more cinematically.
Just another one.
I think that you see the presence of something that looks akin to a displacer beast. Kind of stalk along the side of the ice wall, and then start kind of like.
Can I make a nature check?
Climbing up. Yeah.
Could you say it's akin to a displacer beast?
Can I assist since I have proficiency?
Mm-hmm.
That's a much better one. That is 18 for nature.
Okay. I'm trying to see if I can get a photo.
Lala.
Now, there are things that you guys could learn from a nature check. So, what did you roll?
18.
And Astra?
Oh, I thought I was assisting to give advantage.
Oh, pardon me.
I
Sorry.
just took the advantage.
That's fine. So,
because the other roll was a 6.
So, with a 18. Also, I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, come on. Oh. He's gonna pass. 25.
Okay.
Unless it's like a 27.
Sure. Okay. Give me a moment.
Lala's having a very aggressive part right now.
Yeah. He was like, I touched Mummy. Must lick off the residue. She's a monster. She will eat me.
Lala, you touched us.
No. 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 That's what Lala sounds like in this house. Okay. This is not quite the same shape. Her Displacer Beast was more feline. This is more canine. And there is a sort of scratching and a scrabbling. And you get the impression as you see a little snout. Like, and then hear a and the creature, it seems, is no longer where it once was. That this is a blink dog.
Okay.
They are,
What is that doing here?
for whatever reason, keeping their distance.
Okay.
You get the impression maybe that you guys attacking the Displacer Beast, but not killing it, has made it hostile.
But wary.
But wary, yeah. And give me a perception check.
Both of us?
I think no, both of you, because Astra assisted, so they would have been able to see this.
21. You're asking for the right rolls from Ulster.
16 plus 4, dirty 20.
Okay, so together, both of you standing close, you sort of put your hands up to the ice and put your ears close.
Our pointy ears.
Just sort of like listening and looking. And you actually hear voices. Also, you hear voices you recognize.
Okay.
Okay. And it's like as if you're listening through like a thick curtain.
Okay.
Almost. And on the other side of the ice, I think you're able to make out just a few words.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on. Let me just prepare something.
It's never good when I just prepare. Fireball. Lala. You're so beautiful. Yes, I'm talking about you. He's our supermodel.
He is.
I'm scared, Emma. Tell me.
I'm trying to find a very specific document.
I'm scared.
I actually really need to find it.
Okay. Well, Aelin, how are you feeling about the blink dog?
I want to make friends with the blink dog.
It's kind of stalking the top of this, like this wall.
Did you just call it a veil?
No.
I'm curious. I wanna go beyond the veil.
Okay.
Can I pull out some jerky?
Jerky. Yes.
Astra's like, here, doggy.
You can.
Also, I was like, yeah, I suppose you can do that. I suppose that will work. Kind of what I did with Shu.
Okay, Ulster. You hear from the other side.
Does Astra hear this as well, or?
Yeah, but Ulster, you recognise these voices.
Yeah, I recognise them.
You can't quite remember where you heard them. You've just heard them before.
Okay.
Father, I don't think this is... And then...
Anna!
You hear the response, which is, I am not asking. And it's muffled.
Whose voices are they?
You don't know. You have heard them before, though.
Father, I'm not asking.
The exact words were, Father, I don't think this is... I am not asking.
How tall is this wall?
10 feet or so. Maybe a little bit more, 15.
Okay. Can I shout at Ilaria? Can you dangle a limb?
A pained sort of sound from the other side of the wall.
Can I grab onto one of Ilaria's legs and pull myself up?
She's on the other side. She's
gone over.
She's
Okay,
completely
not on top.
over.
Okay.
She's
never mind.
completely over it.
In that case,
And you can see where she landed. She's not moved from there.
okay. Is Anna with us?
Anna, hi.
I'm guessing Anna's sitting up.
We're investigating the big wall of ice.
On the whole time. Hello. Oh,
Hello, Mike.
hello. Video is coming soon. My computer is working on updates. Which is always
Don't
great.
you worry.
The wall of ice.
We're at the wall of ice. Ilaria has gone over. There is a blink dog somewhere in the room. It's not attacking us yet. And Ulster and Astro have just heard voices from beyond the wall.
And the voices said. Actually, there's a little bit more. So I'll say the whole line. Father, I don't think this is the right. I am not asking.
Right.
So someone said one thing, one person said the other.
Sparks.
And it's definitely not Ilaria.
So these are two different people.
Are they masculine voices, feminine?
Well, as in between.
Okay. Sparks also is going to come over to you and ask if you can lift him over the wall, just to see.
Yeah, sure. Is it? Are we trying to be quiet, or is it just? I don't know. I mean, does that affect strength?
Just so I can see. I won't go over unless it looks safe.
Okay.
While this is happening, can I try and distract the blink dog so that Ulster doesn't get attacked
Yeah.
and knocked off?
Okay. Right. So maybe an animal handling check as you pull out that jerky, and you're like, doggy, doggy,
Doggy.
doggy, doggy.
Yeah, should work. Try not to lose your hand.
This is an 18 plus 4, 22.
Or lose your finger like my character did last game. Sorry.
18 plus 4.
Anna, my character's finger got bitten off by a shark in our other game.
Yawn.
Hang on, isn't this your sort of shark person?
Yes.
Oh,
Shark on shark violence.
Shark on shark violence, yeah.
Okay. I didn't take off my makeup last night. Damn it! Sorry, I just remembered.
Oh, you're pulling the Kester look.
Sorry. It wasn't much makeup, so I'm sure it'll be fine as long as I take it off soonish.
Wait.
Goodness.
So I'm going to do a random dog breed generator.
Can it be a Maltese Shih Tzu?
I don't know what it is.
Just like one of
Generate
those
one
yappy
dog.
one of those yappy ones. What did you get?
Okay. I should find a real photo of these. I think it'll be cuter.
Is it a cute dog?
It is kind of cute, actually. Oh!
What is that?
Oh, it's a bearded collie.
A bearded
And
collie.
everyone's fear left the room.
I'm going to take some photos. Actually, because they're really, really damn cute. Okay, right. So, right. Imagine this, except its tail is one of those displacer beast like tendrils.
Okay.
Obviously, and it looks a little bit more something. Anyway. Oh, Chitose. Cute. This is the breed of your this blink dog. Right, so what you rolled 22. The dog who is hostile, like a little hostile.
Yaps at you.
And then goes and grabs the, like, jumps down, mid-jump, grabs the bacon, blinks, and then appears on the floor behind you. Like,
Astra is going to continue feeding this dog.
You feed it will keep coming back. Also says mid-climb.
Okay. Right, so you found them.
Coming
You
back
found the
is
place.
better than coming after you, so...
It's true, but then we have to keep feeding it.
Now, Sparks, are you going to help Ulster over this wall? Or are you going to...
Check.
Please do.
The rib. Oh, okay.
He's
Wait,
like-
how much do I?
It's really low. It's really low.
It's an 8.
I think that's honestly. I think it's fine considering your base skill. It's a little. You have a little wobble start because you're still in pain a little bit, and you're a bit close to the rift, so you're not particularly comfortable. Ulster, you feel
like the Titan coming over the wall. Like,
Bluey beginning to kind of like lift you, and as you put your hand over the top of these like icy shards, where there should just be a gap of air, it actually just feels like you're putting your hand through like a cold, misty sort of spray. And you like the change is very subtle, but you feel it, and you pull yourself over, and the air becomes thicker up here. And it makes you sort of squint, and you see these figures sort of for a brief moment, and then you blink, and you are on the opposite end of the throne room, and you're sitting in the throne.
wait, have I teleported?
You are there now.
Okay.
And
Different.
Ulster, I need you to make me another wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. 12.
12. You're also frightened.
Okay.
That obviously that's
As
a condition. Yeah.
So what in this case, what does that mean?
Well, in this case, what it means is when you get to the other end of that throne room and you look over to see at what it is that was beyond here, you see standing roughly where that figure was is I hesitate to call it a rift because it is an absence in the shape of a person where clearly there should be something.
There should be a path.
You
then.
know that there should be something there.
So do I want to get away from this person, or am I
Yes.
just paralyzed? Okay.
You look, as much as you want to understand this conversation and be a part of it, you are terrified of it
Okay.
and you want to leave.
So I'm in a throne and I'm over the wall.
Yes, now,
Okay.
Ulster.
Okay.
You know that in your past,
Yep.
whether or not you've disclosed this to the others,
Yes.
there have been some issues.
Yeah.
When it comes to thrones, you also know that one of your biggest fears at the moment is wanting to not become king. And as you have that realization, you feel the ground begin to kind of tremble. That absence does not move or react at all
So there's just one person.
that you can see. Yeah.
So there's two people talking.
But you can only see one person.
Okay. And I'm too frightened to really do anything else.
And as you kind of feel that fear envelop you, as you feel the throne beneath you, like a hard kind of like executioner's chair, really, you also feel this movement, and there's a tearing, like a wet kind of tearing sound.
Okay.
And around the base of the throne, you see this thick black rift beginning to open, and it's getting wider and wider by the moment, and it is causing this entire room to shake, crack, and rip in ways that ice cannot rip. From the other side,
Okay.
from the other side of this wall, Bluey, you hear a a bit more conversation, actually. You don't see Ulster go down the other side.
Is Bluey still holding me, or am I gone?
You're gone.
Okay, I'm gone.
You feel Ulster move. It's in a slightly unnatural way. And then he is gone. And you hear... Actually, I don't know if I should... That might be a bit too much.
No, what are you doing?
We
Content.
do we hear voices?
hear-
It's just we may not know the content at this moment.
You hear voices, but you do not know the content.
No, tell us what they're saying.
Can
Please.
Sparks roll a perception check for it?
Yes, I'll allow it because I allowed it for you other guys.
Thank you, gracious DM. Oh, I think I have a negative modifier, but it'll still be good. Oh no, 16.
16.
Is that good enough for
You hear...
what's happening here?
was just testing some of our findings. Father, it's not that big of a deal. It's not what you think. And then you hear a cold voice just say, I don't believe you. And that's the amount that you get.
Who's speaking?
You hear one of the voices coming from the throne and one of the voices coming from a figure who, in comparison to the throne, to the grandeur, looks a lot smaller. But it is through this thick...
Would you repeat would you repeat that again?
I think it was the first voice saying, was just testing some of our findings. Father, it's not that big of a deal. It's not what you think.
Not what you
and then Father responds, I don't believe you.
Believe you. Now, I'm going to say that we need to go into turn order here, because although there is no apparent antagonist, there are going to be consequences to this situation. Also, you know everything about frightened.
It means I have to try and get away from the source of the fear.
You cannot willingly move closer to the source of its fear. And now, look.
So I can't really get past it then.
You need to go. You need to leave this room.
Okay.
You need to get away from this scene.
But with frightened, I can repeat my saving throw, right?
You can, yeah. That's why we're going into a turn order.
Mm-hmm.
You need to escape this scene. You need to escape whatever memory this is. Whatever this is.
But did I hear my own voice? Is it my memory?
It doesn't work in your mind.
Okay.
When you try and put that logical point together,
it's
almost like it makes the rifts quiver.
Okay.
The more you try and understand, the more maddening it becomes.
Okay.
The more terrifying the fear becomes. We're dealing with very astral plane shit right now, guys.
Am I able to see Alaria in the room as well?
You do see Alaria. Alaria is in their human form, humanoid form, and they are collapsed on the ground, their back pressed against this kind of like ice wall, and their eyes are just completely white, and they're just staring like.
What are they looking at anything or?
You don't know.
Okay. All right, do we need to roll for initiative?
Yes, please. Or if you like, we can keep our previous initiative from the other combat, which would have.
If you guys are cool with that.
Alaria, and then Ulster. Excuse me, Alaria, Astra, Ulster, Gerald, Duran, then Bluey. Are you still happy with that order?
I'd be happy with that if you have that on hand.
It is there. Yeah, okay. Sure, and I just need to change this person.
Baz. Hi.
Hi, honey.
He's looking at Ash like, cool. Hi.
He got the little
He
chin.
He's so cute. They're both so cute.
Right, first off, Ilaria, you see for a moment her eyes kind of like flicker, like 100 different eyes are just sort of like spinning around in her head, and every rotation they change and they change and they change. It's faster and faster, and that is why they are so white. It's because you are seeing a movement so fast you can't register a pupil. Then the nothing.
The nothing.
That shape that looks like it should be a person reaches out a hand towards you. And it pulls like a vortex in water almost.
Oh.
When it moves.
Right.
It doesn't do anything else though. And there is no more speaking. The ground is shaking too much, from your perspective at least, to even really register noise. And guys on the other side of the wall, you're starting to feel it too. And I'm going to give you one more piece of detail. I don't know if this is going to make you feel more urgent, less urgent, adding more fuel to the fire.
I feel like I have more questions now that we've gone in here.
You bet. But this room is beginning to... And every time it does, that wall becomes higher.
How am I going to get out?
And that gap becomes smaller. So every round, you lose a foot of space. And it was a little bit of a short gap to begin with. I'm going to tell you now that you have about...
But I can't... If I don't make my save, I'm trapped on the other side of the room.
Yeah.
Yay.
You can't move towards that creep,
Okay.
that
Maybe I can
thing.
Maybe I can go through the ceiling.
Ulster, it is your go. No, excuse me, Astra, it is your go. And I think you all see this crush happen.
Don't come over here, guys. It's not fun.
So you know you're at least aware of what is happening somewhat.
Okay, I think Astra is going to look to Loran and ask if he can get Ulster out of the other side.
Loran looks alarmed and says, "Alone?"
I don't know. I don't have a plan.
Great. Okay. Well, we don't have a lot of time.
Knock down the wall?
Okay. He can't take his action just yet because he's not until the end of the turn. But if you want to do anything to help or do anything in this moment,
I'm
it is your turn.
I'm at your disposal, and she will hold her turn to essentially use the help action.
Okay, so you're going to prepare the help action. Do you want to use bonus action for anything? Movement?
I will move up to the wall.
Okay. Right. I'm going to reposition everybody then, so that we know where everyone is.
Great.
Ulster, I know it's in between squares.
It's been really nice knowing you guys.
Great. Well, you went over the wall.
I did not go over the wall, actually. I peered over the wall, and then you teleported me over the wall.
Oh, that's true.
I did not climb over that wall.
That's so true.
I was behaving well.
Pardon me, whilst I just sort this out, friends. Just.
I can't believe the blink dog looks like that. So funny.
Ruff, ruff.
I haven't actually seen it. I need to now. Oh, wow. It's the Dulux dog. I'm sorry. It's the only...
Oh, it is, isn't it? That's hilarious. That's so cute.
Oh, baby. Was that a sound?
Little baby muffles, yeah.
Oh, baby.
How are you guys doing spells, by the way, and hit points and such?
I'm just gonna. Oh my god, Emma, do you want this?
Yes, I want that pin.
Be available in like November or December.
Okay, but show us, please.
Show us the
Oh,
pin.
sorry. It's Emma's favorite series. It's a pen.
Very nice.
So sweetie. He only gets access to it because I'm a member of this person's Patreon.
Emma, I have 2 spell slots out of my 3, but also a lot of I got my channel divinity and some divine senses and a little bit of.
Oh, you're pretty good then.
And one lightning breath.
All hit points.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
And I'm all good for spells.
Okay.
I didn't use any spells, apparently.
I have an idea to help you, Ulster, but you may not like it.
Oh! Don't come over the wall.
Well, how do we... Okay, alright. Well,
if you guys all come over the wall and there's like a million other people help, yeah, we're all fucked, essentially. Because the thing is with Ulster, he's, I think, the skinniest character. So in terms of getting through that gap, he's probably one of the only that has the longest period of time, I would say. So if you come over, for example, with the big muscles, you might lose the space much quicker than him. So just think about that.
I'm wondering.
Okay, I'm just going to send you guys an updated map.
This is like meta. As a player, I would like to volunteer the thought that maybe we're not meant to get you out, but maybe we're meant to enter. We're all meant to. I don't know.
Interesting. This is your new map?
A tricky
situation. Wait, I'm completely surrounded by a rift.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
The only way is up, friends. Remember, 5 feet is your minimum, so you can wiggle a way around it. If you can get out. It is not impossible.
But I have to jump over it.
Yes, but it is on the ground.
But if you come within 5 feet of it, I might get pulled in.
You could. It's entirely possible.
Oh shit.
Also, do you like that it's a question mark?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Who is it? This is giving me
I think it's obvious.
It's giving me who?
Who do you think you're talking to?
I was gonna say it's giving me DDLC vibes.
Indeed. So, friends,
if you don't know what that is, it's Doki Doki Literature Club.
I think this is that. This is
and I do not know what it is.
It appeared in my head, but I couldn't put together what the words were. And I was like,
indeed. Also, you need to make your save, so.
Oh, yeah, I think I might actually have an idea who this is.
Oh!
Yeah, I got it!
Oh, damn.
Also has no idea. A wisdom save?
It is a wisdom save.
That is dirty 20.
Dirty 20, Ulster. You, for a moment, long enough, break out of this fear, and you see the dire situation that you're in.
And I'm suddenly scared for another reason.
You still have a free action. This is the end of your turn. So if you want to yell, to talk, to say something that might cut across to the others through that muffled wall.
Can I scream at them not to come over?
Okay. Right.
I know that might incite people to
come over. Can you give me what it sounds like?
What do you mean?
Can you tell me exactly what you say?
He probably says, like, don't come here. Mm-hmm. And he screams it. But I'm not going to scream because we have neighbors.
Okay.
Sorry, was that meant
Okay.
to be overheard by over the wall?
Screaming at you guys.
Yeah.
I think you get the sense he's screaming at you guys.
Indeed.
Oh, but how do we get you out?
Yeah. I'm gonna figure that out.
I have another idea, but I guess I won't be able to get going on it until my turn.
Okay.
But Sparks doesn't know about the change in air and the...
Mm-mm. So,
Can I say that when I said don't come here, his voice was very much laced with please don't, it's not worth it.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
When you guys hear that voice, you sort of, how do I phrase this? Where potentially there should be, you should be able to see people on the other side. You were able to see two figures. You still see one of them. That figure begins to take on a bit more of a familiar shape, Ulster, as he is sitting there. You can sort of, as he shouts, you can kind of get a bit more of a location on him, and that space in your mind, that like lack of information is filled, and you know Ulster is in that throne. As he yells, that other figure that you saw, the one who was speaking with whoever was in the throne room when you were on the other side, Bluey, I think this probably affects you especially, begins to lose more of their human like shape and become more like a nothing, a shadow, let's say. Does that make sense?
Sparks can't see this still though.
You can see this much. You can see Ulster. You can just about make out Ulster sitting in the throne.
Oh.
And where that other figure was, it's starting to lose what you thought made it human.
So there's not actually anyone there
You don't know.
that we know.
As you know, I guess. So,
hey, we're in a cold place. I mean, is that figure giving Sparks a familiar sort of like shiver down the spine? You know.
I don't know. Bro. Gerald goes next, and I think Gerald is the first to point out the rifts. They're getting bigger the more you fuck with that thing. And the rift which the Displacer Beast went into has grown slightly. Don't know if anybody noticed that on the map. It is bigger than it was before. 3 of the separate smaller rifts joining into one larger now. Next in the order is Loran, who is going to... How do you see Astra, or should I say, as Loran now knows, Sliansoon, helping him in this moment? What does that look like to you?
It depends on what he wants to do.
Okay, so he's getting the carpet out and he is intending to fly over to get Ulster.
Basically, she will do whatever he needs to help her expedite that process. And essentially readying the rest of the group on the other side to get out.
He says to you, come with me. What if he needs a healer?
All right.
Cool.
And,
Why do you know it'd be Loran and Astra? No, sensible.
I think Astra in that case would just kind of like signal to like Sparks and Gerald like, hey, start moving towards the exit.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, with Loran's go, you guys come up over Astra, you come with him, over this kind of wall of ice, and I need both of you, me, I am one of them, to make wisdom saving throws, please.
Oh, if only I had done my little helpful thingo. Too late now.
Dirty 20.
Well,
Dirty 20 is fine.
that's pretty good.
Helps
So-
being a cleric.
As you come over the edge, Loran doubles over and goes, "Ah!" and kind of collapses on the front of the carpet.
Astra
And
takes
the
control
carpet-
of the carpet.
Dips down and you manage to pull it up. I need a dexterity saving throw.
So around failed wisdom. Hello, Lala.
Which is actually going to have really, really, really intense consequences, I realise.
That is and
I'll get to that. That might
18
need
for
to
my
be
dex
quite-
save.
18, okay. You guys fly over Alaria and you stop in between the question mark and the kind of like space where all the rifts over Ulster are for the briefest of moments. And Astra, that arm that you had, which was swallowed by those rifts before, it actually almost involuntarily reaches up and tries to sort of like pull you back.
What if we just went into the rifts and gave up?
And you yank it and you put it back on the carpet and you manage to pull around. And you guys, I think, would probably come to a stop then about maybe 10 or so feet, maybe 15 feet above Ulster. Because obviously
be careful.
the spire of this side of the throne room is taller than the usual roof. Where the throne itself comes up, the roof is like raised, so you've got a bit more space up here, but that doesn't help you with the whole rounds thing. Now, I think with that, you guys feel the room shudder violently again. And I'm going to have everybody make me a dexterity check, please.
You do?
Also, you'll get disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Yeah,
Would
Why?
Astra and Loran have advantage since they're on the carpet?
you guys would have advantage.
And one was
Okay.
a 7. 9.
9. Okay.
Sorry,
I would have.
Oh wait, you're not frightened anymore.
No.
No, you're
So I
fine.
got 21.
Sorry.
You got 21.
Um,
Bluey,
I think.
So did
you didn't have
say
turn.
that- What?
No, Blue's last, so it is Blue's turn.
Yeah.
Yes, Bluey, it is your turn. I did the round action before your action. So
Oh, okay.
before any consequences for you, I will have you go. But tell me what you
Okay.
got anyway.
Oh, okay. Is it a check or a save? Sorry.
It's just a check at this point.
That's a nat 20. So that's
Ooh.
22.
You brace yourself kind of against the wall, and you see Joral kind of like swaying over the top of this like rift, not rift, excuse me, over the top of this wall, like holding on like a spider, kind of at the top. Okay. Everybody is still on their feet then. Obviously, Loran is another story. We'll get to that. Bluey, it is your go.
Could you say by trying to look at this nothingness, it's definitely sort of like exerting a bad vibe on the place?
Yeah, all this is a bad vibe. The ice palace in the middle of a fucking forest
Is a bad vibe.
in the first place is a bad
Yeah.
vibe. But this seems to be a confundment of rifts, of these visitations you've been getting, of whatever is happening in Ulster's memory that's caused this scene to play out. Everything, there's chaos here, and you can feel it. And you feel very much fear for Ulster's
Okay.
well-being.
I'm definitely not within 30 feet of the nothing, right?
The nothing has cover, so I think that it would be a special situation, even though you are closer to it. I mean, you get closer to it with every round, actually, just by nature of this place. But the wall is acting as a barrier.
Yeah, okay.
It's
in
cool.
I would like to. Okay, if I cast. Oh no, it's Channel Divinity. All right. No, it isn't. Divine Sense. Okay, Divine Sense is not a spell. It's a special action I can do. I am going to Divine Sense. And then can I do. Yes, all right. I'm going to Divine Sense and then try and compel Jewel.
With the blank space.
The blank space.
Oh my god. What's that gonna do?
So, Divine Sense, that's 60 feet. For an action, I know anything affected by the Hallow spell or other, consecrated, desecrated, or I know creature types that are celestial, fiend, undead. Yeah.
So first off with Compelled Jewel, I terribly could read. Is that what you're doing?
I'm thinking Divine Sense first, but if you'd like me to do the Compelled Jewel, then
it's entirely in your hands what you choose to do.
Okay, Divine Sense first, but then Compelled Jewel.
Okay.
I want the attention away from carpet goers. Do I get any sense of whether this is a celestial fiend or undead? Or do I get any sense of any others around me, actually?
You're asking, is it a celestial, a fiend, or an undead, specifically?
Specifically those.
It is none of those things.
Okay. And nothing else pings on my mental radar?
No.
Okay. Then Compel Jewel, it needs to make a wisdom saving throw, and if it beats 12, then nothing happens.
4 plus 2, 6.
Okay.
Wait, sorry, wisdom saving throw, not wisdom check. 4 plus 6, 10.
Okay.
So still, I feel like that was important. Okay, so
it has disadvantage on. Sorry.
Bluey. I'm sorry, but by the logic of no logic, this is how stuff like this works. You can't really put a distance on nothing. And so, that spot. Right, we're going to have to go very, very visual here. Prepare yourself mentally.
Okay. Right.
Sparks, look at this scratch on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
You know that this is
behind
a distance away, behind me.
Is it like the shape doesn't change, but I know somehow that it gets closer?
Yeah. So nothing about it changes, but you know it is right in front of you. From the way that there is nothing, the way that shape, just in that curve in the ice that you didn't notice before, that kind of crack that looked just a little bit rounder than the rest, where once that darker shadow felt like an ordinary shadow, a person, it is now an indentation on the face of this creature. And Alster, if you can hear me, Lily.
Yeah.
From your perspective, you see the creature, just the nothing, turn and slowly walk, pulling everything with it until it just seems to become other parts of the room, leaving bits of itself behind in the natural crack in a floor or the way a shadow is thrown by a window.
What?
Bluey, this is right in front of you. I'm sorry, this is really brain crazy.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting this. So that's my
You're not
action.
fearing.
And I know not like
You're just
I
your
am.
source of fear. You can no longer see it, but you are broken out of the friend. So
Yeah.
that's almost worse, to be honest.
Now I can see everything.
So, and now the gap begins to close. But guess what? The thing is on the other side, so who knows what you're supposed
sorry,
to
the
be.
thing has moved through the wall?
The thing is
Yeah.
moved in such a way that it is now in front of Bluey.
Oh.
Now I'm going to just readjust this map.
Okay, if I have a free action, I would like to say to this thing, what are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Maybe, you know what? I'm gonna say that in Draconic.
Mm-hmm.
You can get the dragon.
And then if the creature's next turn is like, huh? And I'm
What?
like, okay, never mind. What are
Yeah,
you doing? What, mate?
What,
Oh
mate?
no, that was I tried to do that. You what, mate? But it was too
You
much.
what, mate?
Australian.
What up, man?
Oh my god, the book group I was in today, everyone started doing their best Australian accent, and I was just sitting there like,
It's
you all
just horrible.
Well, my Australian accent's pretty good. And I was like, yeah, that's great.
Did they know you were Australian?
Yes, I then said, I'm Australian.
That's so
I didn't
funny.
criticise their accents because most of them were acquaintances, and I didn't want to let my blunt nature come out so quickly.
Don't want to get
They
that
were all
touch of the
shit.
tism.
They're all shit.
They're all shite. Okay, so let's be honest. Not the best situation we've ever been in, guys.
No.
But not the worst. But, you know, at least we could conceptualize those other bad situations.
I'm
How could this
temporarily-
possibly get worse? If one of us got sucked into a rift, it could get worse. How do we even get someone
Please
back if
don't
they're
say things like that.
How could this possibly get worse?
going- But
Fill bucket tool.
stop!
Uh,
Don't say that. What are you
Bucket
doing?
full with-
Nothing.
What are you doing? You look so suspicious. Emma, what are you doing?
Nothing.
What are you fucking doing to that map? She's just adding black.
I think the answer is don't ask questions.
Right. This is hilarious. For me, I guess. It also going to have dire consequences. Okay, so this is the updated
But
map
if someone
now.
goes into the rifts, how do we get them back?
Yes, that's a very good question. It's not. We haven't had to cross that bridge yet. So
Have
anyway,
you thought about that?
yes, actually, yes, there is. Genuinely, I have, and it would require some discussions with the character, private whispers. You guys would have to leave the table very briefly whilst I talk to another person. However,
Well, it's probably going to be me, isn't it?
yeah. If you get this, all gets fucked up. Now
Are you
remember, the
sure about
rifts
that?
are on the ground. These are not things that can, at the moment, can grow upwards. They have they are two-dimensional. Okay.
Okay.
They don't have a third dimension. So there are no spherical rifts. There are no cylindrical rifts. There are
I love
rifts
that.
that are like this.
They're on the floor.
And then you go into
As
them.
the meme goes, the rifts are not real and cannot hurt you.
You cannot hurt you.
Yeah, hurt you.
There was a guy who oh my gosh. There was
I
a
think
guy
I
who
have
came
heard
into
about
work
this,
today and he was Australian. No, he wasn't. He was from New Zealand. And he was talking to my
New Zealand.
colleague, making like small talk. He was a very nice guy. And my colleague was actually so funny. Afterwards, my colleague was like, he was so handsome. And I was like, did you just fall in love a little bit? And she was like, oh,
Who?
Amy. It was actually really cute. But
So hard.
he was so handsome. And he was like, can you guess where I'm from? And she was like, are you Australian? And I was like, I think you're from New Zealand. And he was like, you're correct.
Got it.
And I said, because my girlfriend is Australian.
They don't sound
The same.
They really
So
don't.
many British people.
Am I
So many British people.
from New Zealand?
So many British people think that the New Zealand accent is like the typical Australian accent. I'm like, it's not.
I
It's
knew
not
it.
even close, actually.
Yeah.
You're just so wrong. And they're like, my Australian accent's really good. Listen to this. And I'm like, no, it's not. You sound like you're from Auckland. I don't know who you learned that from, but you do not sound Australian.
Sounds like you're from
Sorry.
Auckland.
Pent up rage. From
Okay.
being an Australian living in the UK.
Right.
Also, if I accidentally slip into an accent, it is because we've just been watching Non-Stop Bluey.
Non-stop
Oh.
Bluey.
We cried at the clip.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Anyway, sorry, we're going to keep going.
Right, Ilaria.
Where'd you get Aria?
She's just got like. Why did I actually do that?
Do what? Do what, Emma?
Hang on, guys. Wait.
Feel also in a vortex of inescapable doom.
Don't look at these. Okay.
Are you
Right.
deleting the maps?
Yes.
To delete a poll?
Yes. Okay.
What have you done?
Nothing. I just almost did a fucking Gerald is George Shamrock 2.0. What the hell is wrong with me? Why do I keep doing this?
Wait, what did you do? What did you say?
George Shamrock 2.0. Oh,
I would
Being
know.
really paranoid.
I'm
that
being
you guys
paranoid.
know everything
So
about
paranoid.
everyone.
Right.
It took me a while to figure out who that was, and I know this scene.
I know absolutely nothing.
No.
Good.
I know approximately 3/4 of what's going on.
I'm just guessing at this point. I think
Although
I'm
Emma maybe just
wrong.
made a face, maybe I don't know 3/4 of what's going on.
Okay, so
Maybe I know 1/4. I'd like to think I know more than you guys, though.
That's what this is right now, this campaign. So, next up, Ilaria. Her eyes are just... And she needs to repeat a saving throw. I dropped my dice.
Gloria.
No idea how
Gloria.
to get that plinth, by the way.
Okay. So, there is a brief moment where Ilaria's go... Oh,
Get out of here!
and she just starts clawing at the ice, like trying to climb over, and like her whole body is like seized. I'm going to say that after this is the end of her turn, but you get the impression she does kind of come back to herself, and starts looking more actively for ways to escape this area.
Can
so
I
she's
free
not-
action just like wave at her like, hey, we'll get you in a minute?
Sure.
We'll get you in a minute.
You don't know how well she internalized that, but she at least saw you. Hi, Lala. Hi, Stretchy King. I love how he does downward dog.
He's so cute. You sure cute.
So, next up in the order, Bluey. Oh, Bluey. Okay, so
right, okay.
Right.
Question.
let's have a think.
Question mark coming after you.
It's right in front of you. I need you to make me a strength saving throw.
Also, when you said it's right in front of you, my brain went, what would you do if a question mark was right in front of you?
Emma, that is a 11.
Okay.
You've
Sparks.
already made a concession for me once with a low strength roll, so I don't think this is going to be good. Mm-hmm.
Sparks, you and this thing trade places. As you feel your chest being pulled into the space that it takes up, the empty space that it takes up.
Hey,
And you
is
are
this thing in the
inside
wall?
the wall.
How?
And all of a sudden, you feel an intense, crushing pressure
Oh my god.
on all sides of you. It's like a screaming in your ears. You feel the blood boiling behind your eyes. You feel your eardrums just
Going through decompression.
burst, and pretty much
This is a physical lesson. Oh my
I don't even
God.
know what kind of damage.
Let's go into the palace. It'll be a fun little exploration dungeon.
I think that's probably bludgeoning damage.
Yes, I think it's also bludgeoning damage.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
God.
Okay. Not
Good idea.
Sorry.
I
The
thought
way you described it, I was just like, that sounds like
bludgeoning is
pressure.
right.
It's yeah.
Pressure. Yeah, I think bludgeoning is correct.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Bluey.
No.
Yeah.
I think that's a very good point. You have
By the
total
way,
cover.
I'm taking all of it. Oh, great.
With ice.
Okay.
Doesn't matter what type to me. It matters how much. I guess.
It doesn't matter what type it is.
I just need to decide.
I'm really smart.
There is definitely something on this that I'm looking for. There it is.
I will survive under any condition.
So I would. Okay, yeah, this is deadly.
I'm allergic to tap water. I mean, bubble stuff.
Anna, I love you.
Are you gonna kill? What?
Okay,
What are you doing?
I'm not rolling. Would you prefer me to roll with a random generator, or would you prefer me to roll physical dice? You can choose.
Physical.
Okay, it might take a little longer, but
Oh. Do you want me to tally up, keep total?
yeah, sure.
Okay. Calculator is out and cleared. Yes. What type of dice is this?
A D10,
Oh, great.
and you guys are level 4.
Yep. I've got
Okay,
41
good.
hit points.
That actually helps you a
apparently.
lot. Don't tell me how many HP you have. I don't want to. Well, maybe no. Maybe I should know. 8,
Mm-hmm.
10,
Oh.
3.
Yep.
2.
That's 23 hit points.
Okay. This round, you take 23 points of bludgeoning damage as you are instantly crushed on all sides and entombed in this wall. And you see nothing is standing where you were standing.
Can I move? Am I in the wall? Like I have no space to do anything? Can I even scream?
If you open your mouth, that space is going to be filled. So I would recommend keeping it closed.
Oh.
I have no mouth, but I must scream.
Now, but the one thing you can do is you can hear. You can hear.
Yeah,
And
what?
what you hear
Sounds of
is
the universe.
at last a way to
Oh.
touch you.
Fuck.
Who is this? Wait, is this question mark?
This is the question mark. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Shit.
I know you
what the
know-
fuck have I done?
I don't know what's going on with the question mark. I think I figured out who it is, but
Yeah. So that's that. Next up in the order, you need to get out of there. I'm just going to tell you that as your DM. Okay. Astra, you see Ulster in this throne, and the rift as the space above the wall closes another foot. The rift beneath Ulster begins to get bigger, wider.
Yeah, Astra's gonna dip down on the carpet so that Ulster could to try and get Ulster onto the carpet.
Okay, now you need to balance this so that you're as far away from those rifts as possible. I assume you're going to make some kind of check to pull him up.
Yes, please, if he will allow it. And
Okay, so I'm happy for you guys to play that out however you feel like it would go as a interaction if it's an RP thing.
pulling Ulster up.
But when it comes to actions, just let me know beforehand.
The
and we
thing
can
I'm
talk
worried
about
about though is if you pull Ulster up, he's gonna come within 5 feet of those rifts, isn't he?
Well,
So
like
you
Astro's
are
keeping
about-
the rifts in the like the carpet in the air to pull him up, so only like popping it down, so he'd be like climbing on, like he'd be popping into a pool kind of a thing.
But the thing is that the carpet is big enough for 6 people, which makes me think that on the edges, it's gonna reach that barrier. Correct?
So the carpet is.
Unless you lower legs something to get him.
You are going to have to reach down, but if you position the carpet well, which maybe I'll make you do a check for, you won't come into contact with the rifts. But if you fail either the dexterity check to keep the carpet still or the strength check to pull Ulster up, there could be unforeseen consequences. It's not a perfect plan, but it could be a way to get Ulster out without touching the rifts. You look really beautiful right now, Lily. Wow.
Stop it.
You agree pretty.
I'm self-conscious now.
Okay, so no, please come back.
I will reach up for the hello, Lala. You want to know who's the most beautiful of all?
Oh, hello.
Slinky. Okay, right, Astra. The first thing you're going to do then, and you guys, you can talk to each other if you want to communicate.
Oh, you
That is completely fine. I feel like obviously RP is sometimes can fall to the wayside in combat if you want to. Well, this isn't really combat. You're more fighting the hostile environment, which is like.
We have entered turn-based mode.
When I literally was alone with the fucking orphan boy from the Thieves Guild. I was ready to die.
So can I reach up a hand to Astra then?
You could potentially climb up on the throne. You guys go right next to each
That's a
other.
good idea. Yes, I'll do that.
Okay, so Ulster, you climb up onto the throne and reach up a hand towards Astra. Astra, make me a dexterity check, please.
Help!
Okay, so dexterity check is a 19.
Okay, so you managed to keep that carpet very still.
Walter's like, I told you not to come over, but thank you very much for getting me. I'm actually quite grateful that you're here. He's just talking in a babbling stream.
Okay. So, you grasp Ulster's hand.
Do I
And
need to
when
make anything?
You guys are both going to now make strength checks.
But we're really bad at that.
Yeah, well, you guys chose to be in this situation.
I didn't. I got teleported.
It's entirely
here.
your own fault. No, I know him. I know.
Okay, strength.
So I would like both of you to make strength checks. You both need to make an average, which passes the DC.
Can you look at it? I have a -1.
Oh, what? How did you roll that? Unnatural 1 from
Unnatural one.
Ulster.
And I also have a -1, but mine was 17, so 16.
16. Okay, so with an average of 8.
I'm so weak.
You have to understand that this is difficult for me to think about. How do I work? How does this work? Okay. Ulster, you pull up, trying to sort of like use the edge of the carpet, which as Astra pulls you, you manage to just about get the leverage on. And the rifts pull you down like an extra weight around your ankles, just the presence there. It's heavy on you. Is there anything you want to say or do in this moment?
Why did you say it like that? Are you saying like the last words?
No.
What kind of... Wait, he's trying to get onto the carpet.
Yeah.
I think as he's trying to get up, he just looks between these two people that he loves very much. If he looks at Ilaria, he looks at himself. If it's too much, you have to go.
Quit
Ulster,
talking
I think
like
at this
that
moment,
and get on the carpet.
I think Ulster, you feel bolstered for a moment when you hear Astra's words, and you're like, okay, and that's strength that's pulling you down. You try and kick it away. And Astra, you pull with all your might. And then, Ulster, over Astra's shoulder, you see on, like, writhing on his back, his eyes, like, flickering, like, scrolling back and back and back and back and back, over and over again, Loran, as he is just locked in, like, the silent scream. And I think that is enough to just shake you. And Ulster, when you're on the ground, you have something solid beneath your feet, it's much easier to get leverage. It's much easier to have some kind of force, something to ground you, keep you away from something that might want to suck you in. I'm just going to say that I think if you're falling, the way the carpet is positioned, you're going to fall within 5 feet of the rifts.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 1 strength saving throw chance. They are large enough to take your entire form, so I need you to maybe a strength saving throw, please. And the consequence will be, if you fail, you're probably going to fall in these rifts. No, you cannot. You are not holding him.
Because I feel like Astra would have been, like, pulling on his clothing to try and, like, pull him up.
He fell. He got a natural 1.
Okay.
An unnatural 1.
Okay.
So that was what that interaction was.
I'm really nervous.
You had to pass the with a average, which was using both your scores.
Okay. So I have to make a strength save.
Mm-hmm.
For -1. Oh, fuck. It's a 4.
Okay, right. So we'll address that when we get to the next round. Ulster, you feel your back hit the ground, your head kind of like collide, and there's like an echo in your mind.
Is there nothing is there no bonus action I can take to stop this from happening? Could I beast shape into something stronger?
It is your turn. This is a consequence of your action.
I know.
You can't beast shape into something stronger after you've failed your strength saving throw. I think that's unfortunately.
Okay.
If you want to beast shape into something that can fly,
it's not going to help though if he's within the, because whatever he transforms into will be even weaker than his human self.
Or if you want to transform into something that is has a higher strength score than you do naturally, then when you hit the ground as you make that strength save, it would be different. But
that's already happened.
That's already happened. So, I
it's
mean,
my turn.
what is there anything you want to do?
Am I going
You want to try?
Am I going for the rift now?
You feel yourself being sucked in, but that doesn't mean you don't have a bonus action or reaction to use.
Let me just how big is the rift?
It is about 10 foot across. It's doubled in size since the last
10
round.
foot. Okay,
There are some parts that are narrower, and the part which is underneath the carpet is 5 feet, so it's 5 feet across.
I'm on the. That'll work.
If you can present me something creative, then I'm more inclined to do it than just.
Okay,
but make it interesting. Sell it to me.
The ice of the ice palace is like stone. Right?
Yes, so you wouldn't slip.
Can I use what?
What are you trying to do?
Can I use a spell to mold stone to make a handhold for myself? To give myself another chance at the strength save, or no?
Is that spell a reaction?
No.
Do you have any spells that are reaction that would allow you to do this?
No.
Then the answer is...
If you have a bonus action, you could wild shape into something. Maybe with, like, claws or with, like...
claws.
I already failed the save as a person, so...
Ideally, what you would have done Sorry.
I do.
What you have
You
done
bitch.
is mention this before you make the strength save, but I'm willing to give you.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to meta. It's happening.
Okay.
He's failed.
Would you like a round to think about it? Because you're not.
No, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it.
Okay.
What happens?
Right, Ulster, you feel. It's like Gandalf at that fucking bridge. He's like, and then you kind of like crawl forward with one arm, and then the rift kind of shakes, and you fall back into it. We will
Do we need to break?
finish this round, and then I will have a discussion.
What says off the table?
4, 6.
Oh.
Rahl is going to use his bonus action to dash. 10, 20, 30, 40.
He's going to use his bonus action to cry.
And he's going to run across the top of the wall to where you are, Bluey. Drop down. And is essentially going to start hacking at the stone to try and get to you. But with the amount that with what he has,
We are woefully underprepared for this.
let me look at his character sheet.
Oh my goodness.
I'm so sorry if what I did just made things infinitely harder. I did
Well,
not
I'm real screwed, guys. Like I'm gone. Oh God, me. Sorry, I'll be quiet.
It's okay. Okay. So, Sparks,
Yeah.
you see Dural kind of hold up his hand towards the stone and cast a sort of like spell at it, and like a shot of like blackish, like kind of like lightning cracks against the surface of the stone and sends like a fissure down. It almost reaches you where your like hand is kind of pressed up, Han Solo kind of style. You get the impression you just need to survive one maybe one more round, and help will be coming. So, with that in mind, Loran has a seizure. Bluey,
Can you save? Because Larry saved.
he can save. 10, it's a wisdom save, so that's probably going to be fine.
But then he's gonna wake up and realize Ulster's gone.
Oh, that's
Like, oh,
very reminiscent of.
Oh,
um,
yep. 14,
Oh.
so
Other way around with a bunch of lava.
Loran goes, and he's just like panting, and scrambles to the edge of the carpet and looks down for you, Ulster, and can't see. We will get to that as well.
So I'll take the seizure back. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, Astra's probably just staring off the edge, like, in shock.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really sorry, guys. They were the 2 worst consecutive rolls I think I've ever made.
And Astra was honestly the worst person to try and pull Ulster up.
It's not your fault. It's honestly not your fault. Emma just said it's really, really bad.
Okay. Oh, look at this.
Wait, mute for 1 second. Can I ask you something?
Mm-hmm. Of course you.
Oh, baby.
I loved a
Oh.
baby.
I'm patting the baby with the mouse. Okay, and baby's gone. Oh, baby's tail. How did he get there? What? He's just
So
behind
weird.
you.
He's so
behind you
weird.
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he likes his vertical territory to be here. Maybe we should try putting that back in here because he's not
I think we should, yeah.
good food on it.
Lala woke us up at 5 a.m. today because he wanted cuddles and kisses.
Mm.
I haven't
So
forgiven him yet.
no. Okay. Right. Oh my fucking god.
I'm sorry.
Right, I have to just play this the way that it's going to go. Guys, we're going to have a very long conversation
Yeah, we're gonna have
about
to have a
the
little
future of
break.
this campaign in about 5 minutes. Loran sees Ulster, puts together at least that Ulster has fallen through this rift, and he just goes, "No!" and just throws himself off the carpet. And Astra, did you use your reaction in the previous turn?
No, because if I
I
couldn't,
will allow you, if you wish to make a dexterity save as a reaction if you want to try and stop this, because I don't want to take away your agency as a player. But if you feel like Astra would be too shocked to do so, I also understand.
no, I think that Astra would 100% try and scruff him.
Okay.
Like a cat.
Great. Go. Do it.
It's gonna be wrestling with
Did you
strong
say
mages.
Did you say a dex save?
Dex save 47.
No, I'm not playing Zential right now. Sorry. I'm now playing a rogue in Baldur's Gate 3, and I was rolling
803.
30s at level 3, you
We
know?
find the joke somewhere, guys.
We need to laugh at something.
This isn't how I expected my day.
Anyways, I rolled a
This is
17.
really not where I was expecting this to go.
You saw the rolls. You saw my rolls. I'm not lying to you.
I rolled a 17 to scruff.
17 to scruff. You manage to catch him just as he's dangling over the rift. You're holding onto him. How tightly?
Pretty tightly, and if necessary, I will accent it with primal savagery.
So you'd say you latch onto him in a way that you wouldn't let go?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No. If you're going down there, we're all going down there, and we're gonna take the fucking carpet.
So, Loran is dangling over the rift. Loran is just under 6 feet tall. You guys were quite close to this thing.
You know how the rat.
I am going to say that I think that you're within the bounds of having to do the same thing that you did before. I need both of you guys to make strength saving throws, and it has to be a certain average in order for this not to go really, really revoltingly wrong.
It's already gone revoltingly wrong.
The jaw drop at
guys,
what I just rolled.
I look like I'm laughing. I am actually in shock.
Actually,
There was another. Did you know that there was actually a second part to this dungeon, which was in a completely different location? Okay.
You teleported Ulster into an area surrounded.
I thought
by
you could just fly out. Look, it was no. I gave you an out. Okay. Oh!
Don't tell me it happened again. Don't tell me it happened again.
What is it?
It's a fucking 4. Oh my god, it is a 4. What did you roll? You need to get a 14.
Well, I rolled. It was a 19 on the dice, so it's an 18.
18 plus 4. It's not good. Okay, right. 18 plus 4 is 22. Divided by 2 is 11.
Oh, it's not passing.
So that's not.
Yeah, like I said, it happened again. So are they both
Me,
pulled
when I
into
go
the
out and
rift?
try and think I get mask. That's not passing.
Are we both pulled into the rift at this point because Astra's not letting go of Loran?
I'm gonna just change the music.
Oh my god.
Because this feels right. Like I have to.
How is this even possible?
I'm going to put a note next to this dungeon for future reference, which
Saying
is too difficult.
Is this our first kind of TPK?
Mm.
TRK, Total Rift Kiss.
Oh. Why would you me?
Listen,
It's not my fault.
do you know what this music
I
is?
do know what this music is, and it's not my fault. No, why are you doing this to me?
Okay,
What
it's
is
not.
this music?
It's
Monica's
just
music.
Monica from DDLC.
Okay. Oh, dang those
So, Astra,
numbers.
you know that there's a moment as your knees kind of like rise up. You feel your center of gravity pulling forwards. You're holding Loran, who just looks like he doesn't want to be here anymore. And
I feel like Gerald hears a lot of swearing in Undercommon.
then you're not here anymore either. We do have to complete this round because Bluey Sparks, you are still in this.
You're still in combat with the question mark.
It
was best.
Bluey.
Can I just I know the answer is going to be no, but since this thing is compelled duel, there's no way that it had. Oh, never mind. Oh, it didn't try to move last turn.
No, this is how it fights.
Okay.
You're just gonna see that message and be like, "What?"
So you're going to take 4d10, and then you're going to tell me you still are conscious.
Oh, I can't do anything first.
I'm so sorry, guys.
You could have tried. You could have.
Here. I thought we were just gonna look at some fun secrets and maybe fight some small beasts.
I don't really know what you guys could have done, actually.
Yeah, I don't know.
I could have only given myself
walked into the banshee.
4 hit points.
Harpy,
sorry.
Would you like to have? No, you can't. Well, you could have done that at the end of your previous turn, but that's also you didn't.
My previous turn.
Yeah.
Emma,
would you like to have done that at the end of your previous turn? Give yourself
Emma,
5
my previous turn was doing the detection level and compelled duel, right?
The 5 HP. That's a bonus action, isn't it? Or is it an
That's
action?
an action.
Okay. I'm sorry.
That was my last turn.
Right,
6 seconds ago, I was.
For the sake of this,
I didn't have a thing in front of me, and I wasn't in a wall.
Okay, for the sakes of this, you can. Oh,
I don't know.
I really don't. I don't know though, because it's at the start of your turn. And you have to take environmental damage.
Do you want to message me each of the dice rolls or something, and then I tell you where I'm at? Like, do you want to make this? Or
I think we have to do this honest. I think we just have to do this. Look, the only way to keep this
has a meme for everything.
Fair, I guess, because I didn't is to just do it in the order it was done before.
Yeah, damage.
When you get sucked into a
the first one was a 10.
Oh, fuck.
5. There are 1s on this dice.
Okay.
6.
Oh. If I get, I am at 0.
It's over.
I am at death phase, I guess. It's not 4 separate attacks, is it? It's just 1 attack.
It's one. It's just me rolling
Oh
the
yeah,
dice.
sorry, it's the environmental.
I'm going to keep it for 1 second.
It
so I
is-
can ask you a question.
Shit. Shit.
Okay. I need to know exactly how much. Okay. It's fine. It doesn't take you below your max HP. Sparks will
No.
ask you. I'm sorry, Sparks. The last thing that you feel is an intense pressure on all sides and a feeling like you've failed at protecting that thing that was the light in your darkness. Astra, you fall into a rift, the shades of which are dark like the night sky and should mean comfort to you, but they mean something very different now. And Ulster, this is the loneliest you've felt yet. Guys, I hope you don't mind. I'm going to take a little bit of time to think of the fallout of all of this.
Yeah. Yes, Anna.
Am I able to make death saving throws with Jiral's help? Or is it just a bit is it
A bit more complicated than that.
More complicated than that.
So we will talk, Anna.
Right, should we take 10, 15 minutes?
In fact, I think I'm going to talk to all of you guys individually as we.
Let's just
Shall we end the recording there?
For now,
we'll come back.
we will
Okay.
come.
Refuse to end the session there.
Okay. Oh, so we're just putting the session on pause instead of just stopping the recording entirely.
Pause it.
Okay.
Well,
I do talk to you guys. I'm going to talk to you in character.
Okay. Can we have 10 minutes to have tea?
Can we have 15 minutes to
We
have
have
tea?
15 minutes to have tea.
of
Yeah.
course. You
Right,
have
you guys-
whatever time you need. Fuck.
Okay. All right. I would just ask that you do not interrupt.
No, that's why I'm going to turn my camera off if I'm not in the scene because I'm emoting a lot right now because I am stressed.
Okay.
Maybe we ended up in paradise.
This is not paradise music. Ulster,
Yeah. See,
you
I made the fall.
you've been falling for a long time now, and I think you know that. And knowing that and having nothing to distract from it makes the darkness feel ever darker. There's no one here. You feel no temperature. You don't feel the limits of your fingers, nor the shape of your own body. And even that warmth that occasionally brushed up against you, that permeated through it all, that presence, it feels very far from you. And you are adrift in this dark, dark place. What do you do?
What do I do? Good question.
What is your reaction to this then?
I have no body. I have no... Do I have any agency over what I can do?
You can do what you can conceptualize. What you can communicate to me.
Oh my god. I think he's gonna desperately try and scrabble for any kind of purchase on anything, any light, any presence that he can sense. He's gonna try and get to.
I mean, you already know there's nothing.
Doesn't stop him trying.
And it never has. You don't look so good there, dear. It's a voice that, it's like so many you remember from the half-formed memory of like a dream, but it doesn't have a name or a face that belongs to it. Do you need help?
Can I try and grab at whatever this is?
You reach around you, and then you feel, rather than you reaching for it, it comes up beneath you, and you are lying on it. And you can feel your back.
I can feel my body.
You can feel your spine. You can feel the places that connect to this thing.
I try and hold it.
You can.
And just like dig in so deeply that it would puncture flesh of the person.
I'm not exactly going to put you in my mouth. But please, you can still do me injury like this.
He doesn't even respond. He just holds on.
It is difficult trying to decide whether or not this is something I should just let happen.
Can I speak at all?
You can. If you think you can.
I think if Ulster can speak, I don't think he makes a lot of sense. I think the one word that would be repeated over and over again is again. And he'd be saying again, again, again. Just over and over.
I'm not sure that's a good idea. But what could one more foray into possibility hurt? Don't mess this one up though, darling. I think that it would hurt more.
Oh my god.
And there is a rush. Is there anything you want to do or say? Again.
I think anything that he says is repeated by itself would sound like nonsense, but the phrases that he is saying are like, again, I can do it better, I can fix it, and then repeated as well, it's going to be fine. Are the phrases that you could pick out. And they're in a jumble of languages and tones and voices and even almost ages, I would say as well.
I want you to remember
Yes.
also that you cannot see anyone.
Yes.
You cannot feel anyone. And you know you are alone. Just remember that as I do this next thing.
You're making me uncomfortable.
And as they sigh, I suppose it's not entirely up to you, is it? Sparks. The opposite is true for you. You feel crushed under the weight of dozens and dozens of shadows. They all reach for you. They pull at your scales. They tug at your tail, your horns, your teeth, your claws, every part of you that makes up what you are, that protects that core, is being torn at. And then you hear a roar, and there is a bright rush of light that just floods for a second, and you shield, and you just see the blue scales of your arm. Lower. And the light is so bright that it blinds you. And then it's dark again. But those shadows, the pressure on you is lessened, and the voice continues. It's not entirely up to you. We also need to see if you're still able to go on. I don't know what's going to happen to your other friend. I already tried with them once. I think they'll have to claw their own way back, but at least you won't be able to rest in peace. It's your
Sparks
choice.
can hear this voice.
This is talking to you. Also, you cannot
I can't
really conceptualize this.
I have no concept of time or space.
To you, this conversation was happening 3 weeks ago.
That's so 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago in the next room backwards.
Yeah.
Sparks, this is right here and right now.
Right here, right now, right
Right here. Right now.
here. Just like
Sparks, you can respond in any way you feel able.
I've failed, but did they say like
Your
you as
choice.
in-
Fine. That's what they're getting at.
my choice? What? If there's any way that she can move,
You can. You can move. You can move in a circular motion. You can go left or you can go right. And you know that you're always pulling around a core point. You're moving around a...
Tiny song.
What's the word? Point of origin. What's the point?
Gravity.
No, there's like a word of it.
There's
There's a word in animation.
There's a lot of physics things going on here.
No, in animation there's like there's a point and it's got a name.
Jumpler.
Yeah, probably something like that.
Jumpler.
Jumpler!
Go on. Jumpler. Go on, La. He's not jumping. Big left.
Is there a sense that like my body is not sort of sorry, this mic is being annoying.
Yeah, well done.
I would like to move. If the voice has a point of origin, I want to move towards it. If the light had a point of origin,
Interesting. The voice is not coming from the point of origin. The voice is coming from without. The thing
indeterminate.
it's coming from without. You
Okay.
can move around this one point, this light, this like pinprick. You can move left and you can move right around it.
But I can't move towards it.
You can move towards it. You can get closer to it.
I would like to.
You can, but obviously that limits how far you can move. You can kind of curl around it, like you're holding, like you're holding a candle to your chest and trying to keep it alight.
She would move as close to that point of light as possible.
It almost feel like it holds you back, like it's gripping you. The kind of like the way that light moves, and you feel much larger than your usual self. I'm just going to say that. And you feel, when you're close to this, you feel a lot more like courage than you usually do. The voice comes again. Come now. Half the battle is yours.
Okay. So I'll try again.
Look, if it doesn't work, I'm not saying it will, but if this doesn't work, I don't think that your job was going to come to an end. I just think the things that make it easy will fall away. I hope you're ready for that.
Easy? I thought we were playing this game on nightmare mode.
Come on. Share the burden. And
Love to share the burden.
you feel something of the same shape and scale come up alongside you, and it's almost like a rush of warm air.
I'd lean towards it.
Yuan sent a message to me. Yuan sent another message to me.
I'm sending you a new one.
Okay.
Oh.
That's a really good detail. Please, I try that down.
Sometimes, guys, I just come up with these genius ideas.
It actually just really works.
And most of them are to help Emma be evil.
Actually, can make you really sad.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it makes the experience.
You lean into that warmth. And now for something slightly different. Astra. Or should I say Sleer?
Pick one.
Aylin, I will say Sleer. I think you'll realise why. All I want you to do is play along with me. If you'd give me the
You got
benefit
it.
of... Okay.
We really trust you, Emma. That's just
Okay. Yeah, they got it too!
Yeah, we agree.
Mhm.
Oh, oh, so cute.
Mhm.
Lala's looking at me like, who's that? Lala.
Right.
It's okay, Lala. There's no other cat here, Lala. It's just you and Baz. Lala. Oh, beautiful boy.
Hang on. You are walking down a cold corridor, and there's a moment which is completely out of the blue, where you just feel this sudden like fear. It's like deja vu, but like nightmarish, and it makes you kind of stop in your tracks. And a fairly young woman, long white hair, pretty tall, pretty muscled, turns around and says, "Are you all right? You've seen a ghost." To you, Slayer.
Maybe I have.
Zarina just nods, looks like she's trying to understand, and says, "Right. How bad do you think it is?" I mean, Orsted wouldn't do this unless it was really bad, right?
For my player clarity, this is Zarina Senior?
Junior.
Junior. Okay.
Baby.
She's not so baby anymore.
Yeah, how old is baby Zarina?
Looks about 17, 18.
And she's referring to her dad as Ulster, not father.
That's my mistake. She would have said father. Pardon me. I think I was trying to just make it clear for you who she was talking about.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good. Would you repeat the line for me?
Okay. Father wouldn't have done this unless it was serious. Right.
Of course not. Sorry, I feel like I've been dreaming.
Every day feels like that these days. Come on.
Where?
I'll get you some tea later. Then she takes your hand. Will you let her pull you along?
Yeah, she will, like, just trusts Zarina implicitly.
Mm-hmm. Now, you know this is an odd situation.
Just a little bit.
Ulster doesn't really call court meetings, let alone emergency court meetings, let alone emergency court meetings which only close family are invited to. And the trepidation that comes with seeing even Zarina, the most precocious of his children, a little anxious. It's a little upsetting. Would you sort of say you try and put a bit more of a brave face on, or do you just observe, like passively?
I think that initial terror, that fear, kind of shakes her a little. So I'm gonna roll a deception check with disadvantage.
Sure.
With disadvantage, it's a 19 still.
Oh.
Zarina looks concerned, but then her concern turns more towards what's happening. And she's about to push open the door, and then you see a ring on her hand kind of like buzz, and she goes, "Fuck. Now! Valis!" I have to go wake him up. Can you just tell them I'm coming? I'll be really quick. I don't want to be the last one there.
Well, how about I come with you and then we'll both be late?
Don't. He'll be in a mess. And I don't I think I should explain.
I can wait outside the room.
Do what you want to do. I just hate feeling like I'm going back and forth in circles. Ugh. And she just scrapes her hand over her head and says, "Can I have a hug, please? And don't tell anyone I asked."
Always, and it will be, as always, our secret. And as
She squishes herself against you.
Yes, Leah just pulls her close and just gently
She's probably-
strokes her hair and
Probably not just as tall as you, even though she's like much younger. And she just purrs slightly. Her father's daughter. And you are left alone. And the door.
Astra's gonna follow her though to wherever she's going. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Make a stealth check.
No, going with her and just waiting at the end of the corridor.
You get the impression that she doesn't want to have company at this sort of when she goes.
Okay, in that case, then I think she'll wait outside the door.
That's fine.
Of the meeting.
Sorry, I should have said a bit louder, a bit clearer. That was my mistake. As she kind of walks away, you notice that the door to the throne room, there's a little side entrance which usually is only used by family. It's slightly ajar. And you look through and you can see a room that's usually so full is very much empty, with the exception of about 7 people. You catch sight of Saraza. A little older, a little softer.
A little more dad.
And Kev beside him. And it feels like you've not seen them in a really long time. But it was only a couple of days ago, or maybe a few weeks ago, when you were last on your visits. Here. You're busy. Cass and the sisterhood, it's all ramped up in the last few months. You're neck deep in knowledge you didn't even know existed. But of course, you would drop everything for a friend. For a loved one. And you see as well, past Rolmy and past Sharp Pistol, who aren't sitting on the thrones, but are standing with the family on the sides of the room. A long rise of stairs, and the knees of the person sitting at the throne atop it. You can't quite see his face, though. Standing in the middle of the room, though. Very clear to you. Looking absolutely scared shitless, you see Shoan. Ulster and the Rans first. First made child, though.
First made, second born.
Second born. And then you look down at your hands. The slim invitation, hastily sealed within them. The one inviting you here. Five minutes, maybe 10 passes. Before you hear Serena's feet tapping against the ground hurriedly, with Valis, hot on her heels, though looking a little groggy.
Astra
And-
would pocket the invitation. It probably looks well worn around the corners of the envelope, like it's been handled over and over and
Worried
over.
a bit.
Yeah. And she smiles when she sees Zarina and Valis kind of straightening up a little bit. I waited for you.
You hear, just before that, you do hear the tail end of their conversation. Valis's eyes that kind of wide as you hear him say, Shawan is what? And Zarina says, being brought in for questioning. Father's accused him of conspiracy. Or accessory to conspiracy. I don't fully understand. And Valis just, when he sees you, Sleer, he just smiles and says, this family must be cursed or something.
You have no idea.
I think she just smiles and shrugs. Kind of gestures with like her head to, shall we?
Fashionably late. And the three of you together enter into the room. And you kind of register just then, slightly disconnected from the scene, that this whole time they have been just talking. Some like words have been passing between them, and not quietly either, but you just haven't been able to register what they're saying. It's almost as if there was some sort of magic to blur the speech beyond the door. And as you step through, you just hear, Father! And Ulster holds up his hand. And he just says, hang on, 1 second. Ulster just says, I am not finished speaking. And Shawan like kind of curls in on himself and looks around the room, and Astra, you feel Serena's hand kind of just tighten on your forearm.
I think that
Part of you,
she just kind
yeah.
of wraps her hand, like her opposite hand, around Zarina's, just to try and be comforting.
Shawan, you know what Loran has been doing. You must tell me. Shawan just shakes his head and he says, I don't like this. And Ulster frowns and says, neither do I. That's why I spared you a full court. And he just stares down at Shawan and Astra. There's some sort of distance between what Ulster is looking at and the reaction you kind of feel should be on his face.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Which Slia am I right now?
You are Slia at the end of the original DC universe. But you're also not Slia. You are a third thing, you feel.
Cool.
How can I ask what Ulster looks like? Like, how old is he?
Also, is probably a little bit older physically. And
Can I ask
yes,
if this is the world, the end of the last campaign? Blue is dead, right? Long gone.
Bluey is dead.
Oh. And Loran's not in the room, is he?
Loran is not in the room. You see, as this scene is playing out, Saraza specifically becomes increasingly distressed. And at that last word, when Shoan sounds like he's about to burst into tears, and Ulster's reaction is just empty.
I would like to do a thing. If Zarina will allow it.
Zarina's about to do something as well, so we'll see how this works in an order.
Okay.
You start.
Zarina feels like a little squeeze on her hand.
Mm-hmm.
As Astra goes to step forward to go stand up beside Shoan. As I believe which one is Slia's godchild, or was it? I got a little confused at the end.
Is it Zarina? I think, because Shoan is Saraza's godchild.
I actually think
Or is it
Slia is the godmother to both of these
I
children.
was going to say, I feel like it was both.
Cass is the other
So-
godparent to Shoan, and Saraza is the other godparent
to Zarina. So I will say very quickly, Zarina is already pushing through. And if you join her, then
Yeah.
that's happy. That she's happy with. She's not going to stop you, definitely not.
Okay. Yeah.
And Shoan feels your presence behind him, and when I'm assuming you like touch him or let him know you're there.
She like just kind of like brushes the back of his hand with like hers. Just if he wants to take it, he can.
Okay. And in doing so, he just leans back into your palm, and Zarina stands on his other side. And Ulster's head kind of quirks slightly, looking between all of you. And he's about to open his mouth and speak, and that's just the moment Saraza goes to Ulster. And he whispers into his ear. And Ulster says something back, but it's quiet and you cannot hear. But Zarina speaks. Whatever has happened, Dad, I don't think it warrants this. And Ulster's just watching, and there's a slight nod. And Saraza pulls away. And it's almost like he's looking through the three of you. And he stands up and he just says, "Likely not. Excuse me." And with Saraza following him out, and Dural, who is there as well, melting away from the shadows to follow also. Ulster leaves the room. And with it goes, the tension snaps, and Shoan just holds on to the two of you very tightly.
Yeah, Astra, Shleya pulls them both into just like a very tight hug. Just whispering reassurances. Like, everything is going to be okay. I've got you.
Shoan shakes his head. How can it be? And he just starts crying, I think.
Oh. Do you like my profile picture, Anna?
God, I did draw that, didn't I? Yeah. I will say, just because this would be something I think would be important, and you would notice, Astra is actually the other two thrones. Only one of them is occupied, and it is by someone you do not recognize.
Ooh.
Can I roll insight?
Yes.
Also, which am I? Do I need to open my old character sheet?
You know what? Yeah, I think you do. That would be crazy.
Oh my god.
Play a level 20 character
Just for a
for
bit.
5 seconds. Though if you try and cast these spells, we might be getting a bit far.
Yeah, no, don't worry about that. Like, the most I would be, I'd be like cantrips only.
Wish! I wish to know everything that's happening, and we just kick everyone else out of the call and they tell you the exact story. Yes, don't worry.
My girl!
We've got another half hour.
My they, them!
My they, them, lesbian. Quick. Actually, I don't want to assume, but anyway. My they, them, sapphic.
My they, them, ace pan.
That's the one.
Ace pans coming to a Coles near you.
For
Okay,
insight, that's
tell
a
me.
24.
24.
4.
Okay. This person has like a very sort of sickly kind of grey colour to their skin. It's got the slightest like bluish hue. They have like these like narrow kind of horns that sort of like curl around the side of their head. And they have very like they have white hair that is in a intricate kind of hairstyle, but looks like it's been worn in for like a day or two. And they're just sort of like
Do
sitting
I
there like,
recognize their features at all? Like,
yes, you do, because this is partially you, and this is partially not you. This is Danielle and Lucas's child.
okay.
Their name, though, it's like a patch in your memory that's kind of been falling off for a while. You haven't seen them. You haven't seen them for quite some time. And with that, as you kind of close your eyes, just holding the children in front of you, You open your eyes again, and you are lying down against cool grass with a night breeze rustling through the trees, and you stretch. And then you start. All three of you wake up, lying in your bedrolls in the camp in the Green Sea. Bluey, you are holding onto Ulster, your arms kind of wrapped, crossed around his chest as he is curled kind of like into a sort of small ball.
We all wake up.
You all wake up.
I will
Um,
say that y'all would see Astra looks to be in a panic, is crying, and scrabbling like she's lost something.
The Astra you see, you don't even really remember the dream.
But she
It's just
remembers that
feeling.
feeling of I was holding on to something, to someone, and now it's gone.
But you know what else you remember? You know what else all of you remember? You remember the Ice Palace. And you remember darkness. As if it happened only seconds ago.
So we remember falling into the rifts. We remember the displaced. So we remember all of that shit.
You remember everything up until that darkness.
Oh my god! So I wrote in 3 different colored pens each of our little scenes, and I'm overlapping all of them to say we all wake up.
That's it. I'm just going to tell you. No, is that too much to say?
What? You can't do that.
Anna, Sparks, Ulster is right there.
Yeah.
Like you cannot,
It's all-
so tight in your arms.
I was trying to enclose the light as much as possible. Hey, is that light Ulster? Does that thought occur to Bluey Sparks? Are you my god?
Ulster is holding on to you tightly. But he's still got his eyes shut. But if you get insight to see if he's actually asleep.
What happened? That happened. I'm here. How? Trying again. Burden. What can I help with?
I'm going to give you guys a moment.
Yeah.
I would like all of you to make me perception checks, please. Unless you're also pretending to be asleep.
Fine. Ulster's like, no, this is nice.
The strong scaly embrace. Wait, where? Okay, I guess we'll find out with a perception check. Never mind. Oh. The fuck on.
Oh my god. Wait a second, I need a minute. I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ, guys. What a... Where's the pen I used? Green. Dudes. What? Lily?
Still a random.
What? Wait, you were talking to me?
Wait, how did you hear that?
No, turn it off, turn it off.
Okay, right. What are all of your perception checks? Okay, what are all of your perception checks?
10.
I don't get a perception check, do I?
You didn't. 10 and
12.
12. Okay, you wake up and you look around and you can see there are other bedrolls. You can't necessarily see the other people in those bedrolls. Some of them are empty, but some of them are people still in there. You recognize your friend's things. You recognize the carpet. Loran's carpet is rolled up, kind of like pressed against the tree. And Loran actually isn't in his bedroll, but is instead kind of curled up on the grass right next to his bed, and is kind of like fetal pose, similar to how Ulster woke up. But I guess because you got like quite a low perception, so this is probably the first person you're looking for, other than maybe like Ilaria.
Astra is actually looking for Jarol.
Okay, right, you're looking for Jarol.
She's still sobbing though.
Sure. You look around, and George Shamrock is actually in the like hammock between two trees to the far left of your camp, and he is just like asleep, lying there, quite calmly, actually.
I think I get the feeling Sparks would not want to let go of Ulster anytime soon, but wants to check in on Loran.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that if like Jarol looks like he's
Did I say George Shamrock?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why did I say George Shamrock? That's so stupid. Jarol.
It's not, but it's the face that I think he's wearing. Maybe
He's
disguise.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay, right. Then that's maybe. I think maybe that was in my notes. I subconsciously remembered it.
yeah.
But Jarol is in the tent, in the hammock between two trees that they just purchased from the supply store with you guys before. You have lots of hammocks, and he actually looks
great.
Of pretty much everyone here, like he is sleeping pretty soundly.
I think Astra would reach out towards Loran and then pull back, remembering their fight and just not feeling comfortable to wake him.
You get close to him. He is not asleep. He is like shaking on the ground. His eyes like wide open, and they're like red, like the veins like around his eyes are really strained, and his pupils are like bloody at the edges, like he's been punched, and he's just like and just looking around like that.
Yeah, he'd probably see that like flinch back from him.
And he quickly moves away and backs against a tree. And his immediate defenses are very much tertiary traits. As he shifts kind of violently, his fingers like kind of breaking and elongating and like forming into these like clawed talons, and his teeth kind of distending. You've never seen him in like a defense this severe, this instinctual before, and he looks at the three of you, and even you all stare asleep on the floor, and just says, "What are you?"
Ulster's not asleep. He's gonna open one eye, make eye contact with Sparks, and then very slowly sit up.
What are you?
Astra is just holding up like their hands, just like almost defensively, but like in that like I mean you no harm kind of way, and just not making eye contact with him. Like you wouldn't to basically avert aggression with like a wild animal.
When Loran said, "What are you?" was that directed at Ulster?
He directed
or
at all three of you.
all of us? Okay.
Astra, you move. I want you to make a persuasion check with disadvantage, please.
I have something I want to say, but if I can
Yes.
wait. Okay.
Yeah. I'll give you guys a chance to react before anything happens.
I don't know. But we were brought back for a purpose. And to share a burden.
Oh. He looks at you. Astra, make that persuasion check at flat. If you don't mind.
Where is my own? I will.
With Bluey's assistance, I think that kind of peters it slightly.
That is good. So the flat one is a 20, like a dirty 20.
Okay. That's fine. So, with that, looks between the two of you. Looks over at Ulster.
Also sitting very quietly next to Fox.
Okay. I'm going to allow everybody a reaction to this if they wish to. I'm going to describe it first, just so you know what the intent is of the scene. Loran, because I'm assuming, Astra, you put yourself between him, right in front of him, with a little bit of distance, probably?
Astra had approached, and then seeing his like that he was like awake, I think they would have flinched back, like I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be doing this. This is not like I'm not welcome. And then
it's definitely less of a. Can I just confirm to you that this is, you know for a fact as a player, this is absolutely nothing to do with the argument.
No, I know.
This is everything, and I think probably Astra would be able to tell that this is a completely different genre.
No. And then seeing like that was the initial like I shouldn't be like the one to like approach in this situation, and then seeing his reaction, something in her is actually triggering this primal fear response. Hence the like putting up her hands, averting her eyes, and like backing away.
Okay. As you take that step back, you kind of feel a crack of leaves beneath your foot, and Loran vaults himself forward. He goes straight past you, almost barreling into you, but shoving you out of the way in the final moment. It looks like he's coming straight towards you, Bluey. And just before the final moment, he diverts to the left, scoops an arm under you, Ulster, and runs off into the trees, holding you under his arm. A strength that he usually doesn't possess in this moment of ferocity just coming to him as he just runs.
Is he attacking me or is he snatching me?
He is snatching you.
Okay.
As you don't know from beyond that point to what end.
Let me
I think with this, before we go too far, you two reacting to this is a significant amount of noise. I'm going to say a few things. Joral wakes up and looks bewildered.
like, whoa. The red's kind of
An
crazy.
instant look says he does not share the memory that you all have. 2. Ilaria is not in her bed. the last thing, there is no sign. There is no sign at all of my own. And where Shigenwaft's bed is, you instead see a much smaller bedroll containing a goblin who you remember to be Chrism.
Do you find a way to get prison as well?
And there is no sign of this bard anywhere. In fact, you don't remember, as the moment you grasp that name, he was never with you. He was never a part of your traveling party.
Wait, so we remember the Ice Palace.
You do remember this specific shared trauma, but your memory, you can feel, you're aware, I think, that your memory is starting to get away from you.
Something's changed.
Yes, that's a good way.
Is it like when you have a dream and you can remember it when you wake up, but then the second you try to remember the details, it just starts to
slip away?
Okay. Can I react to being kidnapped?
You may.
Mm-hmm.
Ulster is startled as he gets snatched. I don't know, how far would Loran get before Ulster could take an action?
It depends on what the others do.
Yeah.
Do you guys let him keep going? Do you let him keep going, Ulster? Because he's not stopping.
Ulster's not going to let him keep going.
Okay.
Astra's not going to stop him.
Whee!
Sparks would only try verbal. Please, I think we should stick together.
Probably smart.
Yeah. I'm going to cast Entangle under both of us.
Okay.
It's a 14 strength saving throw. I'm going to choose to intentionally fail.
Okay.
So that I'm ripped from Loran, even if he's...
So smart, Lily.
Smart.
8. You feel he falls down. He kind of hits the ground hard, tripping over these vines, and rolls to a stop in the middle of this terrain. And I think it's almost like the roots are like a cage, and he is just throwing himself against them, trying to escape and trying to get to you.
Right. I am going to move through the terrain. Sitting on the edge of his cage. And can I insight check him?
Mm-hmm. You may, yeah.
That is 23.
So, with a 23, Loran looks like he has had his eyes open for the last 6 years. They are it's almost like he has not blinked since you've looked at him. And he is just staring, and there are shadows almost moving, and every now and again his eyes kind of flicker, and he flinches and looks back at you. And he just does not relax.
He's going to lean against the vines. If I take these down, will you stop?
I don't think it's up to me. Where am I?
Also kind of thumps his forehead against the vines. I'm sorry.
No, this is not a good song for this moment. He just stares at you, Ulster, and reaches a hand out, and he takes a strand of your hair and just twists it around his finger, which is still very sharp.
Ulster doesn't flinch at all.
How many of you are there?
just me.
There's something behind you. I can see you. You keep changing. And sometimes you scare me.
It's just me.
Make a persuasion check.
Or is it, it's all me?
Haha!
It's not bad. It's 18.
18, okay. You notice the focus shifts, looking back towards the camp. Death is there.
I can't believe I let them. He's going to push aside the vines to get to Loran.
Loran doesn't move.
And he'll crawl forwards until he's kneeling right in front of him. I can't fix it anymore. I'm sorry. I don't know. He kind of, if Loran lets him, he'll reach up to just touch his forehead.
Surprise, Bluey.
I feel like Bluey would say, "Where's my own?" And then a few seconds after that, then say quieter, like, "My own what?" Because I have a feeling that she would no longer remember. Does she? I need to find out from Emma. How's Slivia Astra? Astra?
They're in shock. Hence the not moving.
Mm-hmm. Not relevant to this at all, but a song I've been enjoying recently, slash video, a thing on the internet I've been enjoying is a collaboration with Brian David Gilbert and Tom Cardy. Song called Beautiful Mind. I would highly recommend looking at the video on YouTube, and I can send the link.
Please do. I know it's come across my dash for things, but like I haven't had the audio spoons.
Have you come across Tom Cardy before?
Oh yeah. Several times. Which what's very, very funny is my brain said that and then I was like Gravity Falls. Because several times was the boy band.
Oh, yeah.
I've been
clones.
my like anti-nightmare like sleep media I've been bouncing back and forth between has been what's it called? Gravity Falls and Amphibia. And then like Bluey has been like our lunchtime or our mealtime show. We're halfway through season 1.
Mm. I don't know how you spell palate when you talk about palate cleanser. Like cleft palate, palate.
I don't know. Emma,
I'll just
Lily,
say
how do you
mine.
spell palate cleanser?
Okay, right.
I've got a lot of responsibility.
Oh,
We had a very, very serious
It was
conversation.
very serious. I
So
wanted to end the whole.
no, Lily.
Okay.
I think that's fair to say.
No,
Okay, never mind. You guys said everything. Moving on.
Okay.
Lily. Hang on. You guys,
Y'all like?
right?
Can we turn it back up?
Yes. I was not going to end the campaign. Lily was overreacting. Right. Weren't you, Lily?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Okay, very serious.
Loran says, death is there.
Ulster takes both of Loran's hands and holds them firmly. And as before, with his way of speaking, he goes from sounding as his usual self to sounding a lot more mature and calm. Loran, I need you to trust me.
Make a persuasion check.
Natural 20.
You should have left it in there. I wanted to see
Do you want me
it.
to do it again?
No, I
promise
trust
you it's
you.
natural 20.
I trust you. Okay, natural 20.
I can do it again if you don't trust me.
No, I trust you. I feel like you'll be annoyed at me if I say no. Okay.
I can do it again. I'm sorry I picked it up.
You don't pick them up if they're natural 20s. Okay, right.
Now I feel bad.
You should only feel bad if you lied.
I didn't lie.
There you go. So, Auster, you notice Loran's demeanor doesn't really shift, but at least with you, he relaxes. And he says, I'm not going back there. I will stay here.
And do what?
Wait.
Wait for what?
Sleep.
Ulster stands up in front of Loran. Loran, there is no sleep. There is no stopping. There is only forward.
To Shu.
To Shu. To Eldralith. And it just keeps going. It has to keep going.
I think he slowly gets up and just walks forward.
How much did you see?
He doesn't say anything to that. I don't think he knows how to respond. So, though I will say that question makes him twitch a little. Going back to the camp. Loran, as with each step, the severity of his shift lessens. And this coming back in from this perspective, you see Ilaria has actually climbed up into one of the trees and is just rocking there against one of the branches. Droll looks confused. And Chrism is sitting there holding a knife. Just in case.
Also just looks between Sparks and Astra like, so I'm guessing you remember the palace?
Astra seems unresponsive. is just kind of
I-
frozen there, maybe dissociating.
I died.
Well, no, you didn't die. Ulster kind of comes to sit with you both. You didn't die. I told you everything would be fine. And he picks up a handful of the leaves and kind of puts them in your hands. Dead people couldn't feel that. Right?
I definitely I died, but I'm here now, and I think we can do something about it.
Yeah.
And
He kind of
these
looks
leaves are crunchy.
They are
Sorry,
crunchy.
what?
No, also looks on the verge of welling up, but then he's like, mm-hmm. And then he turns to Astra. Right, Astra, you need to look at me. You need to talk to me. Please. He places his hands on Astra's knees.
Like the touch seems to kind of shake her out of this. Like she just wasn't present in anything until that like physical contact. And like her eyes slowly start to move.
I'm sorry. I am sorry. And to your cat as well. They seem very unhappy.
Mm-hmm. There is a cat there now. It was a displacer cat all of a sudden. A blink cat.
Oh no.
It's kind of cute.
I can't give you a reasonable explanation because I don't have one. And I feel like if what's happened to Loran, and he kind of looks up to Alaria, that's not going to fix itself. We need to stay. He kind of takes both of your hands and holds onto them. We need to stay together. And I know that I'm not the most trustworthy after what I've been saying previously, but I'm being honest when I say if you trust me here and we keep going, it will be okay. Anything that happens that goes wrong, that's my fault. It's not your fault. And I'm trying. I've had a lot of practice. I'm trying to keep it good for you.
It sounds like you've been doing something alone, but it sounds like something's been happening. Emma, important question. Do I remember that my own exists? And if I do I remember our conversation where she was
Do
like,
you remember that my own exists? There
Okay.
is a very good reason for that, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. But she does exist.
do I remember the whole thing of like, you're from somewhere else, you're in two places, like...
You remember it. I'll tell you this.
Okay.
Unless it directly involves Shigenwaft Haldaswin at this very moment, you remember everything that you experienced up until this point. The only difference is where he once was has been knitted over with Chrism. The songs that he was singing was Chrism screaming, for example.
Something... I've come to learn that's... Well, I've been told that something freaky's been happening with worlds.
Also places a hand over your mouth and shakes his head. You don't invite it back. Don't.
Ulster. At the corner of your eye, you just see a little glimmer of gold.
He twitches his head away. You need to move forward. And I should never have taken you into the palace. That's
we went
not where
into the palace because we care for you.
I won't make that mistake again. If it's not meant to be there, it's not there. It's wrong.
I don't think I'm comfortable with you having all this burden.
I agree.
You are helping me. You are helping me. I am the one who is the burden.
Never.
He kind of looks around again and then forces his head back to you two. I can't say anything to make it go away, and I can't say anything to make it better. But where we are right now and where we're going, that's real. You need to remember that.
I think that even if it's not supposed to be there, I think it is real if it can affect us.
Astra. Please. I don't have much. Please. And he's kind of folding his hands into the leaves, making them crack and crunch in the same way he did with Louis.
Can I roll an insight check on Ulster?
Yeah. Emma's like, screw Lily and her failure of strength saves. You should love me.
What do I get with a 19?
What are you trying to look for?
What his body language is saying, what his expression is saying. Basically, I'm looking for micro expressions for his emotional state, for if he's running or if he's trying to process.
He looks like someone who has a knife to his throat. But he is also being very honest with you. He doesn't look like he's being forced to say any of this, but he does look like he's very desperate for you to take his word.
Would Astra have been able to ascertain that when Sparks started talking about many worlds and Ulstead cupped the hand?
He looked terrified when you started saying that.
That was actually part of what prompted them to say, what they did about, this is, if it can affect us, it's real.
But he just shakes his head when you start talking about it.
I don't think Sparks would pick up on this. Oh, can I also roll an insight check?
He's not hiding any of this, so you don't need a 19 to get it.
But I want to know if Bluey also picks up on like the fact that Ulster seems like directly
Bluey,
threatened.
that's a character choice. And if it's a character choice that you want to make for your character, for Bluey, you don't always have to roll for that. Just keep that in mind. So if you feel like Bluey would have a certain reaction if they notice something, you can play that out always. I'm not really sure where you're going, but I'm curious.
I think
Guys, we need to wrap up soon, just so you know.
Okay. Where I went, I just get the sense that unless something is demonstrated to her, Bluey feels like she's not going to be able to ignore or not talk about what happened and not also relate it to conversations that she's had. And me as a player might know that that's a dangerous thing to do, but I don't know.
I knew it was a dangerous thing to do. Apparently, to look over the wall.
I'm really curious. None of you guys investigated the wet, pained thud that got from Ilaria.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah. But it's okay.
Wet?
That was designed to tempt you. Like blood, wet. Like.
Well, you can also ask Forster. You don't have to like tiptoe. He will respond to you.
I think just in response to the information that Astra has ascertained, they're gonna try and kind of slide their hand over to offer like a hand to Ulster with kind of this like understanding look.
He looks incredibly relieved and grabs onto your hand, and his grip is very tight.
And there's just like a faint little like bob of the head, like a nod.
Thank you. Wax, I need you. I need you to. I need you to. It has to be you. You have to come. It has to be all of you.
What can we say and do, or more importantly, maybe what can't we say or do?
Do
You have
you
that
want
message stone?
the message stone?
Is it something? Is it a matter of the world can't know, or is it a matter of we can't know?
Sparks, do you want to save Priya? Do you want to save Malas, Eldrelith, and everyone here? Do you want that? then you have to just... The shadows, you can't... He kind of is turning his back and keeping himself facing you. If you want to save a player, you have to keep going forward. If you look back, if you look at them too long, you don't stare into the sun, do you? Because you know it will make you.
I mean, sometimes I do. But...
Well, you know what I mean. He kind of laughs, half desperately, and puts a hand on your forearm. Sparks, you can't. It's just the way it is here. And if you look at them, he kind of gestures at everyone else in the camp. You can't save them. And he tightens his grip on you. You have to go forward with me. I can't without you.
Okay. If there's something I'm doing or something I'm saying to you that can't happen, can we have a safe word or something, or like some sort of indicator word that like there's a path ahead and you seem to know it much better. Can you let us know when we're going off of it?
I can do my best. It's what I've been doing this whole time.
Okay.
I made the mistake with the palace. Then I brought you in there. And I won't let it happen again. I promise.
To be fair, we chose to go in there with you.
Yeah, we're all a bit stupid, aren't we? But I should know better. I should know better.
As you...
sorry. Sparks
No.
reaches out her hand to Ulster. I think looks understanding, and also like she is trying to contain herself.
She's like, I really want to look at the sun. You told me not to. I won't do it.
I think Astra gives Bluey an understanding look and just kind of like rests her head on Bluey's shoulder.
Hold on. He jumps briefly up. This is very quick, Emma, if you're wondering. Goes to his bedroll, pushes it aside to get to his bag, gets to his journal and puts it down in front of you. This is next. And he flips it open and it's an image of a feline creature with wings. He points to her. This is next. And he looks at Loran. You know this too.
Loran actually is looking up at the sky.
I just told you not to look at the sun.
There is no sun. And there are no stars up there.
Loran.
It's really dark.
Loran.
Looking up, like if Bluey looked up, would she see stars?
Guys, won't Ulster just tell you?
I don't know what to not look at. I don't know.
What's funny is I think that at Loran mentioning there are no stars, Astra looks terrified and is staring straight down at the ground.
Okay. I didn't know. I'm sorry.
If you look up, he is gonna grab you by the chin and pull it back down. No.
Loran's about to become the most awful NPC to play with.
Also,
What is that dark shadow in the corner?
Loran, look at me. Me. And he points back at the book. This is next. And I need you. I need you.
Oh. Yes, it's next, yeah, Morgan. When this happens, you're going to explode. And then the stadium will collapse.
Loran, none of that has to happen.
You're not going to explode, no. You'll eat her. And she'll eat you, and then we'll be digested. Oh.
Ulster kind of takes Loran's face and makes him look back at him. I'm so sorry.
Why was he doing that to you? And why did you tell him where we are?
What? Who are you talking about?
Oh, you shouldn't have told him where we are. No. No. I think Timmins can handle this.
Ulster kind of pulls Loran to sit on a bedroll and wraps the blanket around his shoulders. I'm going to try and help you. And he looks back at Sparks and Astra. Sometimes, if you see too much at once, he looks like he's about to cry, but he kind of steels himself. Sometimes it can make you a bit crazy.
Yes, yeah. Sorry I ruined your wedding, by the way. How are you? It's been a long time since we last spoke.
Who is he talking to?
He's talking to Ulcer, but is someone trying to gain his attention?
Astra is avoiding Loran's gaze.
Okay.
We need to go to Shu.
To Shu?
And nobody, he looks low, is going to explode.
Fair enough. Guys, I really think we're going to have to stop the campaign, the game there.
Oh, I think Blue is like gripping her muzzle closed, like a.
I will not speak about these things.
I am tearing up for real.
That was a lot quicker than I was expecting that to happen. Emma, how do you feel about that? Are you alright?
I'm feeling this here. I'm feeling what Blue is feeling here, and it's here. That's what I'm feeling.
I'm sorry I took them away from you, Astra. And I'm sorry that I gave you such a difficult task, Anna.
What about me? What's my apology?
You don't get one.
I will say that, like...
Okay, give me a hug.
No! You give me a hug.
Wait, you haven't told Anna about your good news.
But we're still talking about the game.
Oh yeah, to tell Anna your good news after the game.
I will.
I will say that Astra is probably going to be a little bit have this strangely fearful behavior towards Loran for a bit.
That's fair.
That's fair.
He's seen so much.
Mm.
Yeah. Hee, just Monica.
As if there weren't hints that you'd seen too much previously.
Do you not know the Just Monica reference?
No.
That makes it even better.
Should I explain?
I can explain. Have you ever played DDLC?
Shall I stop the recording?
Yes.
Yes.